Hi everybody, my name is Katarina of 5 Hearts Refinishing. Welcome to my channel. In today's episode, I'm going to be tackling this oldie rocking chair. It has seen some better days and it certainly is going to provide me with quite a number of challenges. So let's go through what needs to get done and let's get started.
My name is Katarina and I live in a small town in beautiful northern Alberta. I restore and refinish furniture both for myself and for clients. Welcome to my shop.
Okay, so the first and most obvious is the fact that it is missing a rocking leg, and so that will be getting replaced. The funny thing is, whoever did the replacement on this cut once and measured once, and so this is not the same length and width. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. This is the first time I'm dealing with a rocking chair that will need new rockers. Both of those are going to have to be replaced because the original rocker has a big crack in it right here and is very worn out. So if I was to just replace the leg, well, first off, I can't because this needs a new dowel put into that. That leg has to be repaired. This rocker needs to be repaired. And then this leg needs to be turned because it's missing a couple of spindles here and on the side. And so those need to be replaced as well. So there's a lot to do just on this base. The second portion, third, fourth, or fifth portion of this project that I need to tackle is going to be the seat. Now the seat has a clean split right down the center line here. There is a spline on both the front and back of the chair. When I go to fix this, this will all need to be taken apart so that I can clean out inside that groove, take the splines out, clean everything out, and then glue everything back and put all the things back together. So I have to be really careful, and hopefully vinegar will be my best friend and eat away at the old glue. And most likely this was done with a hide glue just based on the age of it. It's a client's great grandparents or grandparents, I can't remember exactly, but one of them was sitting on it and the other one decided to jump on and it fell backwards. You know, stories come with these things and I love it. The other issue that I'm going to have to tackle, there's a crack right here and then there is a big crack right here, and it goes all the way to the front. There's also a crack right here. And so that's what's holding this in. And so this will need to be taken apart and re-glued and put back in place. So there's a significant amount of work that needs to happen to this piece. Clamp to help me out here. Perfect. Oh, that came out. That's what I was afraid of. Purpose of this. Why? Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just using my carbide scraper to clean out the dirt and yuck and old glue. This is hide glue. So I'm going to clean up this joint And of course, this is the joint to the seat. And it's not a tongue and groove, so that's why they had the spline here. So after I clean up this joint, I will go in and try my best to clean up as much of that spline as I can on both the front and back of the seat. Also, a total win for me. I had an old rocking chair that has been sitting in the back corner of my shop waiting to get worked on. I went to go look at my old rocking chair. It is the exact same base rocking chair with excellent gliders and everything. They just need a little bit of cleaning up, but I can take all of this apart, clean it up, strip it, stain it, and basically reuse something that would have been really hard for me to replicate. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this all apart and make sure everything fits this frame, and use the rockers and everything. So I thought that I had hit the record button when I was taking it apart, the old base apart. Turns out I didn't. That's my bad, and I really apologize. Basically, I just took everything apart and tried to fit A into A, B into B, C into C, and so on and so forth. So this is what it looks like. It's basically a Franken chair. And it actually works really well. So things need to be adjusted a little bit to make sure that the chair seat fits perfectly. Like some of these will need to be shaved down just a little bit so that I can fit them in nice and snug, especially in those back ones there, so that the seat sits beautifully among the top dowels. But it rocks beautifully. This is to character. This is what would have been missing, so I didn't need to just replace it with a plain. Now it's being replaced with what would have been there originally. So what I'm doing now is I will take everything apart. I'm scraping. I did break it when I was taking it apart, but I can glue that back on. But I'm just going on with my carbide scraper. And once I get everything apart, all the limbs apart, these three are the original. This section here is from the other rocker, and this section here, and this rocking part here. So I will glue this piece back on that I broke, and then continue to do all the repairs. My phone is being used right now, Bubba.
Where was it?
It's being used.
No, but where is it? Where?
And I'm using it right now. Don't touch it. It's recording.
Where?
Right there on the... Okay, so what I'm doing here right now is I'm going to be repairing the seat, and I'm going to be using this doweling jig kit that I picked up from my local building supplies. My theory is that because the seat surface here, where it's cracked, is so smooth, I don't feel like glue will be satisfactory enough in having this be repaired. So my theory is to add a couple of dowel into the wood in key sections where the frame is flat, and then put those in, do the glue up, and that will anchor the seat together. Wish me luck. I hope it's works. Okay, so I have done the final glue up with the chair, and it actually glued up beautifully. There is a little bit of a gap, not much, just a tiny little gap. So what I'm doing is I'm using a wax crayon. Color is burnt sienna, and I am melting the wax into the seam here and then just scraping off the excess. So I will show you what that looks like. Okay, and then I take my little plastic scraper, let it, after it's cooled, and just go back and scrape it off. My intention is to put a base layer of golden, I'm using Early American, the golden color, and then I'm going to build from there because I can always go darker. I can't go lighter if I start dark. So I'm going to just apply it liberally, let it kind of hang out, wipe it back, let it dry, and then kind of play around with another stain that's a bit darker, more brown. Haven't figured out what stain that's going to be yet, but I will definitely let you know once I've let this dry. That's what I'm doing.
Thank you to everyone that tuned into this episode. I really love sharing my projects with you guys, and if you'd like to support me, please go ahead and buy me a coffee, subscribe, like, and or comment below. Links are all in the description. I hope you enjoyed this restoration as much as I did. See you guys all on the next episode, and feel free to check out some of my other videos while you're at it. Thanks guys, see you soon.